And I was joking, it's not coffee with Tyler, it's lattes with Lindsay, right? So, I can give you guys an update on what's going on with construction, and then we can talk about whatever subjects you all want to talk about, and I most likely will have an answer, but if there's anything I don't, I will find it and we will report back. But construction is fully underway and mostly 99% completed in Bradford Terrace floors 1 and 2. I know I saw many of you at the open house that we had to see some of the really nice apartments and nice features. So art's up. Still purchasing a few miscellaneous furniture items now that the space is finished, and really making sure that it fits the mold of what we're looking for. But overall, it looks very nice. What we did get last Thursday was our assisted living RCAC license from the state. So very exciting. Amanda, the state surveyor, was on site for a short while just to look at paperwork and making sure our policies and procedures, as well as room temps, the water temperatures, all of those are up to code. And she was impressed by the space, needless to say, just with some of the spaces and room size and so on. So, and then we are still awaiting city inspection for our last 10 units on this north side of Bradford Terrace. So the 2 bedrooms as well as the 4 studio apartments are pending approval. So right now we're in a bit of a holding pattern with some residents for those 2 bedrooms and studios still in our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th assisted living. And then our other residents who are able to move in for the occupied apartments are over in the new building. So a little bit of, split pea soup going on here, but the staffing and dining services are all remaining the same. And the reason why we're in that holding pattern right now is we are awaiting approval for the city. They would like us to put a 2nd fire alarm strobe, similar to that one up there, in the bathroom. So an interesting recommendation, as 2 of those could be very bright and off-putting, but nothing that we can't address. We're just waiting for them to come back on site now. And then did you guys get a chance to go look at the offices? See where Maureen is, Tyler?
They said something about having an open house at one point, but I never heard anything about it.
We will have an open house, a more formalized one, once we get the dining room up and running and so on, to have that be. But I would encourage you to stop down there.
Just walk in,
Yeah, walk on down the hall. You'll see the medical clinic on the left, our marketing team's over there, our human resources team, as well as Maureen and Tyler. So a lot of office space that was built in, as if many of you remember the kind of community dining space, and once was a conference room-ish for a little bit there, is now 3 offices. It was divided up, so it was a good use of space. And then furniture will be installed next week, or on site to be installed in the dining room, which is exciting. So they are closing in on the end in our main dining room where you all enjoy your meals, and they will have all the furniture in by, I think they're going to be here Tuesday through Thursday next week. So right on time for Thanksgiving the following. And I know we're going to do the Thanksgiving lunch, and Majarka's going to work with the Food and Beverage Committee on what kind of the rollout or soft opening looks like, as with newer staff joining, it's kind of retraining what that looks like from a serving standpoint. Because right now it's buffets are different than actual, waitress service or waiter service. So, but very exciting. And then our goal, pending on the city, is to have this whole building offline November 28th. So That is up in the air, but that has been the tentative date that we have set. So November 28th, we would get anything we don't want on out of here, or anything we do want out of here, and anything we don't want we can leave, and it will be disposed of through the construction process. So
Now,
And-
we have, what about the paintings on the walls? Who takes those down? And I have them marked as to what goes and what, what we're gonna keep and what we're not gonna keep.
yes.
And then I just wanna know who's gonna take it and where is it gonna go?
Our maintenance department is gonna be removing them from the walls, as well as like this TV and other miscellaneous items that we would wanna keep, the piano. We do have a storage unit that is control weather-wise, or else we do have a storage that in East Castle that Eric, the maintenance director, as well as Mike Brever, will be working on placing those in.
So they will take all the paintings there and put it in that new place.
Yes,
And then we have them stored in this storage room too, and this big one, and those have to go
be
down
moved
too.
to. Yes.
But they'll do all of that.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. As well as we have Universal Movers who we've been working with. They're a moving company. Perhaps they've moved you in, or you've had a friend who's moved with them. They will assist us in that move.
So what will be happening here then?
This will all be demoed because these will then turn into the 30 new units, independent living units that will be
Got it.
all built, and so all of this will be completely different structurally. This will probably not see a wall there and so on. So it'll really go down to the studs. And luckily, with it not being occupied, similar to how Bradford Terrace has been, we'll be able to completely take the building offline and lock it up, so to speak, and construction can do their work without having to have the human delays, so to speak, of staff, residents, and so on. So, yeah.
Where will the business office go?
The business office, that is a great, they will be staying. I apologize. Because they are in the historic, technically. So where these fire doors are right there is where it will be closed off.
Oh, okay.
So Brad, Judy, the bank, Sean will all be remaining. Just really the large move was Teresa is now over in the new offices. So stop by and say hello to see her.
Mm-hmm.
And she will remain there moving forward. So because these areas will all be, there won't be an office space. If you recall, it'll all be residential apartments for independent living. And we are 30 out of 30 sold for independent living, which is wonderful. So we'll have 30 new neighbors, 30 plus probably, because there's several couples moving on in, which is very exciting. And I think this will go by quicker than expected, just with being able to occupy or take down the whole space.
But what's gonna happen in the dining room now with all these new people?
So that is being worked on, of how our reservation process goes, as well as how our seating times, and so on. So, and actually, the dining room, based on table size and it got a little bit expanded, we should be able to accommodate everyone. Probably not all at once, similar to how we can't all at once now, but there's room in either the early seating, middle, or after. So we'll be welcoming them and joining them on their first meal, which will be exciting.
Is the swimming pool still closing the 27th?
Yes, the swimming pool and then parking as well for any individual who parks in Water Tower will be going offline. The swimming pool is scheduled for the 27th, and then Willie and his team, as well as working with our transportation, will be shuttling groups to the Shorewood Community Center pool. And if any of you have ever been there, it's a very nice pool. And then the satellite gym will be in the Creativity Center. So they will work on getting that equipment over there.
And I think there's a meeting that's going to take place to talk about this. I don't remember when it's coming up, next week or sometime.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do believe that is correct. I
Yeah.
don't have the date off the top of my head.
It's,
but-
it's at 11 o'clock on Tuesday the 15th.
Thank you.
It says fitness information.
Oh.
Isn't that what it is?
Yes.
We're gonna talk
Yeah,
about that.
yeah.
Fitness information.
Perfect.
And Lindsay, have you gone down to look at any paintings that you might want downstairs?
Yes, yes, I have to go back down with some of our marketing team, Joe and Amy. But we did look, and there were some really nice pieces that looked like we could use them in our areas.
Okay, because we're talking about perhaps maybe having a small sale at Christmas and with some of the works down there that we could bring up and maybe
It's on that
have a
schedule,
general
but
sale
I wrote it on here
during
because I
our
wanted to
East
make
Castle
sure.
Christmas.
Sure.
So I didn't want to take anything that maybe you can have them over there so we know.
Yes, we can do that. And yeah, that would probably, Mike is our Christmas at the Castle
Yeah,
guy. I was gonna say king. That's funny. Castle King goes hand in hand, but he will be the liaison for working on that. So.
okay.
Okay, I have a question. The people who are moving all the library books are a little concerned. Two of the bookcases were taken from the fitness center library area and moved over to assisted living
Yes.
because your furniture was late, but I understand your new bookcases have already arrived. They desperately need those, I think it was 2 bookcases
Yes.
returned because they've gotta move all these books before, I mean, pretty quick.
Right. So we are in the process, we're gonna purchase 2 new ones.
I thought you already had them.
We did, but they were, I'd say, on their last leg. So much so that the backside was completely falling off. So Eric and his team they disposed of them. So they are working, I know Eric was gonna contact Kathy this week, but they are gonna get 2 new ones, and we will have them very soon. So I will circle back on that specifically
Please,
today.
probably, someone from the library group asked me about it because they're concerned about having the time to move all those books.
Yes,
You know.
we will get those ASAP.
And then another quick question, apparently there's a lady in your new assisted living who likes to play the piano. I don't know is it Eleanor? I'm not sure of her name, somebody told, but is there any chance that there could be a piano moved to the assisted living area in one of
Yes.
the common rooms that she could use?
Yes, we will have a piano on first or second floor. We haven't quite decided the final housing spot for that, as well as third floor CBRF.
Oh, that's
Um,
great.
We have many pianos, just determining on what the right size of the piano that we want to put in. Because not every space is accommodating a grand piano
Right.
necessarily. So we do have a couple uprights, I know that we will be putting into place.
That would be great, because what happens is we have a gentleman in our independent living who
Yes.
likes to play the piano
Yeah.
all the time.
Yes.
And he's
Yes.
down there, and I guess she came over to use it, but she can't,
Sure.
So that would be great, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. We have no shortage of pianos at East Castle, luckily.
Okay.
Except that they gotta keep them
disappeared during
tuned.
the
Right,
construction.
keep them tuned and
Yeah,
Oh, they
yeah.
had lots
So
of
on.
pianos.
so that is the current construction update. What other questions do you ladies have?
I have one for the art committee.
Mhm.
I'm glad you came this morning. I'm interested I read what it said in the newsletter.
Mhm.
I'm interested in the area around the doorway.
Yes.
It said appropriate, I don't know what appropriate means.
Well, I don't think I'd worry about it. They just didn't want to have nudes and all sorts of things,
Oh, that's what I was going to put up. I'm sorry.
You mean, so a nude isn't considered artwork?
Well, it is, but I don't know what the
I know
line that Tyler had was, but,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but, we're gonna take one floor at a time and do the hallways and the people that have anything that they want to put outside and we will alert them to have it all outside so that when they come, they're all ready to put it up.
Well, I already have some things up out there.
Well-
So, and I would like to keep them there. That
Yeah.
was my concern. I think they're appropriate, but
Oh, I'm sure they are, but they're just so that they're in the 44 inches or something that Tyler has said.
well, but then it said we had 4 feet by 4 feet, but that can't apply to the area around the door.
No, that
Yeah,
part of you
yeah.
can do anytime, but
Okay.
it's on the walls.
Yeah, I don't want anything on the outside wall. I
Yeah,
just want
you
it
can
on
do
the area.
anything on the
Oh, on that
inside,
little alcove.
yeah, on the alcove
Yeah,
that you want anytime.
okay.
But this is if you have a piece that you'd like to put outside that, you know, is like this, or a lot of small ones or something, that, and not man, I don't know how many people will wanna do it, you know, they probably got it all set already in their apartments, but at least, when we came, we were told we could not put anything outside of our room, and so,
Hmm.
you know, and then some people were not told anything. So we wanted to have a standard procedure and so this is going to be in the handbook. In our handbook when they come, so they'll see that they can have this 40 inches, and it has to be 12 above the railing and 12 below inches, and then on either side of the door that you want.
Well, I operated on the theory that it's easier to get forgiveness than permission, so I just put up what I wanted up.
If it's on your inner
It's
doorway,
in that little
in that-
doorway thing,
yeah,
yeah, that's.
that is
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, that's
Very
fine.
nice.
Anybody can do that, yeah,
While we're talking about art,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
So that's, and we'll be doing, changing art around, and some of the historic isn't done yet, and one floor isn't really done, and then we're gonna put art in the hallways
Well, there have been some pictures on our floor that have been sitting on the floor leaning against the wall for quite some time.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yes, I think there are 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, there's one right by the chair by the elevator on 3, and it's sort of tucked behind the chair.
Oh,
And there's one by the elevator that's been sitting on the floor for a long time.
we'll have to get those.
Yeah.
I think that, I'm not sure, I better check that out, on what,
3,
on 3,
yeah,
and that was 3.
That was
Where?
3 also,
Yeah.
yeah.
3,
right by the
okay,
elevator.
yeah.
I'll check that out,
Yeah.
and I'll see whether they were ones to be gotten rid of, and
Yeah.
or whether they're ones that I wanna save, I'm not sure, so I'll have to look.
Okay.
This may seem extraneous, but on 3, when you get off of C elevator, right there on the right, there's a chair. And the leg on that chair is all beat up. You know, the stuff is off and everything like that. Is there any chance of replacing that chair, or is it all right if I take some of those marker things, you know, the special things for furniture and fix it? Because it really doesn't look good. You know, it's bothered me for all these months, and I kept thinking, one night when everybody's sleeping, I'm gonna go out on my bed.
That's what I did with the door on the second floor. When you come off this elevator, it was just beat up. It was the metal door, you know, and it was scratched, and I'd been here, you know, I'd been here 2.5 years, and I watched it, and I finally decided I'm gonna do something about it, so I got a can of paint, and I painted the whole door. I got it all clean, and it looked so much better, and then Eric came to the door and knocked. He said, "You don't have to do that, we're going to have somebody take care of that." And I said,
How do you know you
"Yeah,
did it?"
but I've been waiting a long time, and everybody's commenting on how much better it looks."
How did he know you did it?
Huh?
How did he know it?
One of the maintenance guys walked by when I was doing it, and he told Eric.
Of course.
Yeah, I would recommend, you guys came here for a maintenance-free lifestyle, right? So in that sense, please, refrain from painting. We have professionals who can do that, even though I know many of you are probably very good painters that I could use in my house, actually.
Yeah.
But, we always can put in a work order for
Yeah.
painting and,
But I put in a work order for something, they put a new, took the molding out and, because they put a new floor in, and then they put the nails back in, and he said, we'll come up and paint it. Well, that was 4 months ago, and then they were gonna do another thing, paint the door, cause the door, my daughter's dog scratched the door, and I wanted to paint that, and they just don't come, and so the paint, so I just, sometimes you just take it on yourself.
sure, and I know.
Another, put it in again,
Yeah,
another work order.
keep putting it
Yes,
in all the
yes.
time, I suppose I could do that, but.
And I would say, oftentimes just with, if in terms of the follow-up, I would recommend putting in or calling the front desk to add another work order.
Exactly.
Because, it's, everyone's need is their most important need, and so it's a lot of juggling, and prioritization, because what I think's a need is Tyler doesn't, Tyler has his, Eric's got his day-to-day and so on, and then all of a sudden, the air or the heat and all that good stuff. But I would recommend, yes, to put in a second work order.
How should I address that about that chair? Because actually, it would be better to put a smaller chair there by
Right.
the elevator, because I think that's why.
What elevator, which elevator?
It's C elevator on 3,
3 in Contemporary?
contemporary.
I think I know
right.
what chair you're talking about. To that point, I think, we probably do have a chair that we could replace it with. Because we have a lot of moving pieces right now with furniture, either disposal, or donating.
See, that's
that
what I
we
was
could-
thinking. If you're
Yeah,
doing
rather, we'll work on that. I can work with Eric, as well as just so many different pieces of, not necessarily old, but things that aren't gonna fit the new mold, but may fit that hallway, so.
Yeah, and I think it probably got a little beat up because it was sticking out a little bit.
Right.
People probably caught their walkers or something.
Sure, yep, absolutely. I will work on that.
I will
Sometimes
say
these
that it
things
was
come out.
easier to get stuff done before all this renovation.
Well,
They got so busy with this.
Yeah.
Well, our maintenance department isn't doing anything really with the construction. They are not involved at all. That is totally,
Eric is, isn't he?
he is really not. He obviously, there's things here and there that are required of Eric and his team to assist with, if it's an internal mechanical item, as well as a miscellaneous item. But
Well, I don't mean that he's doing the work, I mean that he's with them, seeing about things or showing, I don't know, I see him with them quite a bit.
yeah, absolutely. But, there's still, that shouldn't impact the services you are receiving here. That would not impact the response times and so on from our maintenance team. Obviously with leaf removal or different, again, scheduled days for certain items they may need to be involved with, or scheduled fire drills, perhaps that require multiple individuals in the new building or the construction building that Bradford Terrace. But no, we are here full service internally. That is our goal, to keep operations as normal as possible. Yeah.
Regards to the chair, might be able to bring something out of the treasure chest for you, for that chair.
Yes.
He
Well-
has control of all that, and there's some nice little chairs down there.
Yeah, we'll find a nice one. Yep. We'll get Mike and Eric on getting a new chair.
Some of those sticks too, I'll join you.
Yes.
Could you please tell us about the proposed clinic that's going to be in Bradford Terrace? What the services will be, who will be staffing it, that type of thing?
Great question. So the question was about the proposed clinic in the new area. So that is still not fully operational yet, as we're still waiting on equipment. But it'll be operational for a dental office and a medical clinic. So, and a podiatrist, along those lines. We have our medical director, Dr. Ramanajan, who will be able to work out of there if needing to see someone, or else obviously can come to the apartment, or his nurse practitioner, Emily, as well as Dr. O'Brien, the dentist who works at East Castle Place. And that will be readily available clinic space for them. So, and I know we are working through some just changes with Dr. Ramanajan right now, specific to how patient care would be provided in an independent living setting, and external pharmacies really, and how to get those orders filled. So.
Now, the Carolyn Newell clinic is different.
That is the same clinic.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Everybody's working out of that?
Yes. The goal is for that to be more medically based.
Right.
Yes.
I thought just a nurse, but okay.
We would not have, at this time, we do not have a nurse that would just be
Right.
working out of there. That would be wonderful, but it's an operational question that we've been, toying with the idea for years that hasn't been quite able to come to fruition from a staffing perspective as well as payroll.
Will there be scratches or something minor, injuries, will they be able to treat that?
We have not expanded what that scope looks like yet for those minor injuries. That would be the goal, absolutely. But we'll be able to, I'd say, present more of what that service model is going to look like in the coming months. Because that would be ideal. It's just a matter of what that looks like, whether it's someone, if it would even be someone 8 to 5 hypothetically. Unfortunately, a lot of things happen after 5 p.m. So what does that staffing model come out to be? But we will have a formalized, I'd say, sheet or program of what to expect. Good question. Yeah.
I brought up a few meetings ago about replacing the elevator floors with a hard floor, because the carpeting is so dirty and gross. It's something that could be mopped nightly or something like that. And I know it doesn't make sense to do it until construction people are probably gone or not using the elevators. I don't know if anything was.
Eric told me that they are going to do that.
Yes,
They are.
we have had a sample of 3 floorings. We are going to start probably with the small service elevator that's in Bradford Terrace, just to see, because I picked it out. Oops. Just kidding. I love it, but not everyone has the same taste. Because it's been, especially the Bradford Terrace elevators too, that would be we were going to upgrade those to hard surface as well. And so now we're going to do all of the elevators.
Good.
Because they look
Yes.
good for just new residents.
Right.
coming, visiting.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, things being spilled on them as well.
Dogs have made
Yes,
messes.
dogs have gone potty in them.
Yeah.
So,
Not mine.
I wish I hadn't known that.
no. But that will be taken care of. We are gonna just do the initial sample though in the Bradford Terrace, that smaller service elevator, and then probably go to the main Bradford Terrace elevators and then expand and so on. And I think it would be contemporary, and then ending with the historic, or that, I forget the letter, but the historic elevator right there, due to that being a construction avenue still.
That's good.
But yes, it's a nice LVT, that would look pretty sharp, I'd say, with paneling that we do have, so.
Now I have a question. Eric also told me they're going to put that hard flooring in front of Lindsay Hall or from the bar coming this way. And I've seen so many people fall in that hallway, including me. And I said, I don't think that's real safe.
On the carpet, are you saying?
No, and I'm putting a hard floor, no carpet up to that red stairway from apparently from the elevator over here.
So it is, it's tiles, and it's rectangular tiles that will make more of that chevron shape that will go through the hallway. They are acoustic tiles as well as they're meant for, you know, a senior living or non-stick population. And it will be really sharp, I think. I don't think, it's a good question. There will not be a carpet that will sit on top of
They're
it.
really flat though, because the
Yes.
original stuff they showed us in that interior design had a beveled edge like this. It was
Right.
awful.
So, because part of that was brought up, if it was the beveled edge more brick tiling, it will be flush. So that there is, you know, the carts aren't making a lot of noise and so on. That was a concern that they did explain to us that would not be the case, so. Good question. What else do you ladies have going on? Well, I can talk about the flu shots. Just thinking about that, we did have, we have 98% of our staff receive their flu vaccine. So that is mandated terms of employment unless they have a religious or medical exemption, similar to the COVID mandate vaccine. And we had a very nice response rate from our staff. And then we also have our residents. Obviously, you all got your flu shot, as well as the health department came out and gave their flu shot to our assisted living, memory support, and health center residents. So
That's good.
Yeah, the latest COVID.
what was it?
Yeah, we got the latest.
And the latest COVID, yes. The health department came out for that as well, and Walgreens. It was really nice to see. And it's interesting, I was talking with one of our board members before this, and her doctor told her that she would have to wait till the end of December to get her booster if she wanted to get it, her most recent COVID shot at their offices. So,
Some people told me they're envious.
right, yeah, you go to Walgreens, even,
CVS, they'll
yeah,
give them-
CVS, I guess that is also less expensive, so it's interesting.
Well, this is a minor thing, but when they start redoing the other side of the main floor, where are the newspapers going to be?
Great question. We will have newspapers. I just don't know where.
Maybe in the mail room this morning.
Yes. Newspaper.
Maybe in the library downstairs,
Right.
But-
That,
where somebody could sit down to read it.
But that's going to be under construction.
Yeah,
That's
you
my
can't-
point.
my educated guess will be near the bistro area,
Okay.
or in the Bradford Terrace where that couch is, because
That
there is.
would be a
There's
good place.
Yeah,
Good
there's
place
nice
to
seating
sit.
right
Yeah.
there. Really, because that's the goal. You know, you want to sit and read the paper and then be able to leave it there. So
Yeah.
that would be my educated guess. But I will circle back on that, and we'll get something more formal because I know that's a hot commodity.
A lot of people read the paper, including me.
You know, Majorca says that when the bistro opens, there'll be some tables set aside that they can read the paper and eat one in there too.
Yes. Good question.
Chuck won't be able to lay down with just paper.
Any other questions? Census has been good in all areas, which is always nice to see from a business standpoint, as well as independent living. We were 100% sold. We've had some transitions, but we'll see some new neighbors soon. I think we have 2 closings scheduled for December. So Anna and Heidi are busy, and Cooper. All right, and if you need anything in Tyler's absence, most importantly, we all know, I hope Tyler had his baby.
Yes.
Yes, Friday at 2:44 p.m. He had Henry Gudex, so a cute little baby. Mom, his wife Steph, and the baby are now home, so they're all home together. So, and we'll expect either Tyler to return the week of Thanksgiving or the week after, so pending on what having 2 young children at home looks like. You have your hands full with a toddler and a brand newborn, so, but it's exciting for him. He's enjoying his time off, but my office again is on the 4th floor of Bradford Terrace. If you need anything, or you're always able to give me a call through the front desk, they'll transfer you. If there's an immediate need that you'd normally obviously go to him for, I am your liaison. All right. Well, happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank you.
It's upcoming, goodness.
Oh, quickly.
I know.
Are you cooking?
No, I will not. I'll cook, I'll help cook, but I will not cook. I enjoy cooking, but it's, I don't know, my parents still in Houston, or my aunt usually. We go up to Wausau or Minocqua
Mhm.
for the holidays usually, so. And my Aunt Cheryl is like Betty Crocker. She makes everything from, the slush, the brandy slush to,
Whoa.
all the appetizers, the side dishes, and then turkey. Makes homemade coleslaw. She's a wonderful cook. It's not healthy, but it's good.
We'll be up.
Yes, exactly. You're all welcome. But,
Listen,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for taking such
Absolutely.
good care of our concerns.
oh, absolutely. We will come back with more answers.
Lindsay,
Yes.